Wow,
All right.
welcome to my channel, Ran.
Yeah. Hey, Andre. What's up, man? Good to
Hey,
see you.
welcome to UXlab.
Wow. So great to be on your channel. And hi to the Brazilian people. Yeah. What's up, man?
You are pretty known in Brazil, right? You have a lot of followers from Brazil. Did you know that, right, Ran?
I don't know what's quite popular, but I do know, like, I have some students in Brazil and I do engage and, I talk to people in the comments. And so I know a lot of times I'm speaking to people from Brazil.
I know a lot of people that follow you on Flux. Congratulations for your work on Flux.
Thanks. Thank you so much. That's
And,
so cool.
and just in case, would you like to introduce yourself to the Brazilian audience?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Ran Segall. I'm a designer, freelance designer. I'm based in Tel Aviv, Israel. And I usually work with startups. I do all around like full stack work for them as a designer. So it can be anything from help with their branding and their marketing websites to actual product design and, working on apps, mobile apps, web apps, dashboards, stuff like that. I can help them with design sprints and basically help them with everything that they need. Love working in the tech industry, love working on complicated B2B products. And so, yeah, besides that, I'm doing my YouTube. So I'm kind of sharing my knowledge, my process, how I'm trying to learn and grow my business. Also started a few other business, the New School, Prospero. Now I have a course I'm teaching people how to use Webflow to build websites. And so I'm kind of dividing my time between working for clients and working on my own projects. So that's pretty fun. And I also have a family. I have two sons, same ages as yours. So that's pretty fun as well.
Exactly. We are in the same boat, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Only yours are girls and mine's are boys. So maybe we can meet them up at some point.
Yeah, exactly. In the future. Exactly, Ram. And today we are going to talk about freelancing life, you see. But first, just a quick introduction. I mean, I've been thinking a lot about them. I mean, on the skills that people need to develop or to manage a freelance life, right? A freelance career, basically. And many challenges go beyond the quality of work people can do or deliver, right? This is very important indeed. But apparently it is not enough. Just like you, I'm a freelancer, as you know, and I am my brand and you are your brand, right? And many people want to understand more about it. You talk a lot about it. And more than that, I believe, Ran, you embody, you see much of that, sharing your journey as a designer freelancer in your channel. So my first question is based on your experience. Do you think there are personality traits that make people face challenges of being high performing freelancers? You see, what are these personality traits?
Right. So I think I agree with you totally. I think that a lot of designers, they step into the freelance work, sometimes out of frustration of like, I don't like having bosses. I don't like, people telling me what to do. I want to own my time. I want to work on whatever I feel like working on, basically want more control. But what they don't realize is that once you're on your own, once you're freelancing, you don't only have to, as you said, it's not enough to do good work. You're actually running a business. So it's not, a lot of people I think are confused because they're saying I'm a freelance designer. So they still feel like they are designers in their, what they're doing, but actually they're business owners, and executing on the design is just one aspect of that. Other aspect is giving service to clients. Other aspect of that is running a business, doing marketing, doing sales, closing deals, negotiating, doing your accounting. So there's many more hats that you have to wear if you want to be a freelancer. And I think where a lot of people struggle is they only want to focus on the the creative part of doing the actual work because this is what they love. This is why they start doing it. But because they're not focusing on growing and improving the other skills, the other aspects of running the business, sometimes it becomes very frustrating for them. They end up not enjoying the process. They feel like, maybe I should go back into, working there. I can do 100% of the time spent on design, and I don't have to worry about all the other things. So I think from my experience, I know that I'm really, intrigued about learning to try to become better at the other aspects as well. I want to be the best designer, but I also want to be the best negotiator and the best business person and best, customer support for, so give the best service to my clients. And so I think it's important to understand this and be interested in this. If you can't stand, talking to people and doing sales, obviously it's not like sales came natural to me. We all have problems, talking about money and asking for more money. This is a challenge for everybody. But if you're not passionate about trying to improve that and work on that, and you only try to run away from that into your comfort zone, which is doing the actual design, then I don't know if you're going to make it. So I think this is important, realizing this and putting effort into this, and maybe even liking doing it. It's important, I think, because you're going to be spending a lot of time doing this.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. And also, apparently, there are some traits on soft skills. You see, the way people communicate and the way people behave in groups, for instance, working together, they are crucial, right, as well.
I found out, it sounds funny, but I found out that a lot of my clients that love me and enjoy working with me, they kind of feel like I'm their business shrink in a way. Like they can talk to me about this. Like they enjoy the process beyond like the design deliverables. They enjoy the questions that I ask them. They enjoy that I listen to them. So it's, again, as I said, it's not only about the design part of like how we work together and how I engage with them and the feeling that I give to them. I feel like they're really enjoying this, and they're waiting for our meetings, and they really enjoy our meetings. And I think this ends up being very, the one of the main reasons they want to hire me again, or they recommend me to other clients, because they're enjoying this. So yeah, it is something about, loving to work with other people and engaging with them and being likable, I think is important. Not sure like if I can give specific tips into how to become maybe more likable. Maybe it's something innate, but I think it is important to recognize this.
No, for sure, for sure. But I know that you do believe that is possible, right? To teach people to behave correctly, at least, and become more successful in a freelancer career. But
right. But I think it's important to say, like, there's a lot of things that you can learn and improve, and I always try to learn and improve. But there is kind of like a deep sense, like me and my wife, for example, are very different, because I like being with other people, and she's like, other people are hell. Like, I don't want to deal with other people at my work. Let me just do my thing. So it's just different perspective and different personal, way to see the world. If you're one of those people who don't like to engage with other people, then maybe this is not for you. So you have to, I think it comes to a lot of like self-understanding to understand if this is a good fit for you. Do you enjoy doing this? Are you like basically, yeah, it's come to kind of a basic thing. Do you actually enjoy doing this? If you enjoy doing this, you can spend time and improve on this. But if you're not enjoying this, probably you won't like invest more time into trying to improve, the way that you handle clients and negotiation and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. It is not for everybody, maybe, right? But you can improve yourself along the path. And
for sure, you have to improve yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And Ran, let me ask you something very related to that. And what kind of mistakes you see that someone who is starting makes?
So probably not realizing that they have all these other hats, which they should focus on. Managing their finance. I think it took me a lot of time, a lot of years of really being uncertain about what's going to happen next month. I'm not sure like where next month's client is coming from, how much money am I going to make, how the rest of the year is going to look like. So trying to understand this and put systems in place, understanding what actions do you need to take consistently to build like a pipeline of clients, or like what is your way of marketing yourself? Putting these kind of like systemizing the way that you work as a freelancer, understanding like building spreadsheets to understand kind of like the finance of your business. That took me a lot of times until I figured out. I mean, there were a lot of years where I just tried to wing it and like continue. And a lot of it was luck. You know, I was fortunate enough to have clients. If I didn't have clients, that would be like, that would suck. But it was very unpredictable and really uncertain and risky. Now, as I'm trying to learn it, and, you know, I read a lot of business books and I work with a business coach, I start to become much more systematic about this and plan ahead and put the systems in place to make sure that next month and the next year are going to be good and are going to go in the right direction. So I take action, as you said, try to improve and try to grow, to make sure that, you know, I have more certainty and more success in my business. And coming back to your question is like, I think that if I would known this earlier, if I would begin earlier to start investing more in the business aspect of the freelance side, I would probably, you know, get to a success or, you know, more comfortable place sooner. So yeah, so if you're just starting out, I would suggest, you know, try to improve yourself as a designer, you know, learn about the new design tools and tactics and strategies and stuff. This is super important. But also remember that if you're going to be the best designer, but a very bad business person, you're going to be out of business. It's not about like who's the best designer. It's about who's the best business person at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. And Ran, I know you talk a lot about it, but what's the best way to start? You see, many people ask for you, for me, where to get clients, right? For instance, what do you say?
So I would say that, you know, when you begin, like my general advice would be don't just jump into full-time freelancing before you have something going on or some kind of a security network. And a security network can be money you put on the side, or it can be already like a retainer client that you work with part-time, but is, you know that you have secured income for the upcoming months. So do like prepare yourself for this. And I think that the easiest way to do this is, you know, when you have like get a full-time job somewhere where you can also learn and improve your skills as a designer. Then during the nights and weekends, take freelance projects. And the way to find freelance projects is, you know, talk to everybody, you know, try to like, I would try to think like, this is what I did. So I just, you know, helped a bunch of friends, and those friends told other friends, and eventually it became like, at the beginning I did like work for free for my friends, and then they referred other people who started paying me. But I think that if I would have to start over again today, I would be much more focused and proactive around who do I want to work with. I think a lot of people are like looking for clients in general. They're not asking like a very specific question, like where can I find a B2B startup that just raised over $3 million and is looking to build a new website. When you frame a question like this, which is super, super, super specific, you can very quickly create a list of, you know, companies that fit this criteria. And then you say, okay, I can meet the CEO at this event, or I can go there, or I can, you know, give them a call or send an email, or we have a mutual connection. So once you ask a really specific question, you can start building tactics around it. But if it's too general, like I want clients, it's so general that, you know, it's really hard to figure it out who's the right one for you and how to get to him.
Great answer, Ran. Yeah, exactly. And Ron, I would like to talk about the Prospero as well, your business, right? Would you like to invite the Brazilian community to know about it?
Yeah, actually, we just sold Prospero last month. I don't know if you know this, but Prospero.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know this. Yeah, so Prospero is a business that I've started 2 years ago, along with two partners. Basically, it's a service for freelancers to create online proposals. Basically, it's kind of like there's kind of a step-by-step process where you fill in the details of your project, and then it kind of creates a well-designed proposal for you that you can send it online for online signature, and it looks great on mobile, and clients love it. And we have like 12 languages. Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese is one of them, so you can create your proposals in Portuguese. So that was a project that we've built. We've started this business and had like paying customers for it. But unfortunately, it wasn't like growing as fast as we thought, and we understand that we had to put a lot more marketing efforts into it. And because I wasn't in my focus and core competency to start working on the marketing, we actually sold this business to actually a marketing agency who is now going to like just market it and improve the product. And basically, I can focus on the things which I really love and am passionate about, which is creating content, teaching people, and helping my clients. But I still recommend you can go check it out at goprospero.com and check it out. It's awesome.
Awesome, Ran. So that's it. We did it. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Really enjoyed the talk. Great videos. Yeah.
See you on Flux.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Goodbye, Ran. Thanks.
Bye-bye.